Hi, welcome back to another unboxing on JoanneTechLover. I'm Joanne, and what have I got for you today? Well, I've got this Logitech G600 MMO gaming mouse, and after having used it for about a week or so playing World of Warcraft, and I must say that is quite a terribly addicting game, I have to say it's quite perfect because of the button setup and how many programmable buttons you get. And for 60 bucks, this is a steal. Alrighty, so what do you get in the box? Well, of course, you get the setup guide, which it'll show you the default buttons and commands that they have set for you for this particular mouse. But of course, you'll want to download their software for the G600 so that you can go ahead and set macros, simple, complex, or other functions to the buttons. And you also get a warranty, safety and compliance, 3-year warranty. And now onto the actual mouse. Before I plug this in and show you how all of the lights look, I want to go over how the mouse feels in my hand, as well as the braided cable, and just a quick overview, I guess, before I get down to the buttons. So, you get 6.5 feet or 2 meters of braided cable, and I do like that it's more stiff braided so it's easier to bunch up, and they've provided a Velcro tie for you as well. And it comes with USB 2.0 connectivity. And the shell of the mouse is this plastic, but really for the price, I don't blame them. And also it is surprisingly sweat resistant. I usually play for 4 hours or so at a time, and I didn't notice any slippage anyway. And also I really do like how it feels in my hand, so here we go. I would say this is more of a palm grip. I mean, I do have small hands, but I'd say it is because I'm not like this and using it. And I have to admit, I do really like that there is a rest for my 4th finger, which is also the G shift button, but more about that in a bit. And there's also a little grippy rubberized area here for my pinky. Right there, so you get a better look at it. And I don't know about you, but I play my mouse kind of like at an angle like this. I mean, I put my hands on it, kind of like how I write. So my 4th finger isn't dangling off or like at an odd angle like with some mice. So I have to say, I absolutely adore this mouse. And on the bottom, you do get some large gliding feet, as well as this 8200 DPI laser sensor. And what else do we have to cover before we turn on the LEDs? Well, I guess there is some glossy finish here and there, especially on the bottom, but hey, you're not going to check this out. We have the mouse plugged in so you can see the multitude of colors that it's currently cycling through. Ah, very pretty. And this is one of the profiles, one of 3. You get 3 onboard profiles because this mouse does have onboard memory, as most gaming mice tend to have. However, you actually get 6. Why? Because of this G-shift button right here that I mentioned earlier, but you can also reprogram this to be anything else, so 20 fully programmable buttons. So what you do is you hold this down, and it should double the functions of your mouse, which is awesome. Now for the rest of the buttons, so you get 12 here for the thumb panel, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, because scroll wheel is left, right too, 18, 19, and 20 right here. Haha. And you can also cycle through the lighting, meaning you can change up the lighting. So right now, this is cycling mode, which is for WoW, and I really like how this mouse has a default World of Warcraft setting. So on this default, this is of course your 12 buttons for your action bar. You will need all of them and some and then some. And then you get the, of course, profile button right here. And this opens up your WoW backpack. I love that. So you can open up like one backpack, close up your main backpack, or close all of them. But if you have the Combustor add-on, that's another story, but I'm really geeking out about the add-ons, then it'll close one big bag and open one big bag. Very, very useful. And now for the other color options. So we have just solid. You can also change it to pulsating or fading. And this one should fade to black. I also like this one. And there it goes. Okay, I'll go back to cycling, and I just want to show you a little bit of how the thumb panel buttons look. If you can see from this side, it has a sloping motion going on. Down, up, so you know which section of the buttons you're at. And the center 2 buttons have this raised piece that you can feel. so you know where you are. And I have to admit, after having using it, the first 6 are a lot easier to access, and the last 6, maybe I just need to get used to it, but sometimes I have to kind of glance over, but that's all I need to do to be like, okay, these buttons. But when you're in the heat of battle, all I have to say is you just got to practice. Now that you've got a better look at the mouse, why don't we go ahead and check out the software. Yay, it's time for the software, so go ahead, and if you haven't downloaded, well, you don't have to, you could just check me out doing this, right? Alrighty, so right now we're on the onboard memory of the mouse where you can set simple macros, simple button functions. But if you want to set more complex macros, go ahead and slide this bar over to the automatic game detection using profile stored on your PC. But we're gonna do the simple one first. And let's go on to the button setup. Here you can see all of your button setup laid out. What I do is I just double click to get into it. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, or you could clear this and do a letter, or clear this, and I believe you could do Shift or Alt, which is pretty awesome. It's basics, but if you really want to set the macros with a multi-key as well as delay, you're gonna have to use the other one. So we're gonna go ahead and cancel that and not change anything because I like my setup. And to change between your different profiles, go ahead and click on the rings here, and like I said, G-Shift right here. Go ahead and slide that over to change your G-Shift buttons, but I'm going to go ahead and click my mouse, get into G-Shift 2. And there it is. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? Press and hold button in order to play these commands. Aha! Alrighty, and you can also always restore defaults. Now let's go back to home and set it onto the PC storage, shall we? And what is this? All these new functions! All the functions! But let's click into one and go ahead and see what other options you get. Keystroke, multi-keystroke, that would be your macro. So you could type them all out, record delays, which might be very helpful if you are in a World of Warcraft game. And let me go ahead and show you the other ones just real quick so you can see all of them. Media, hotkey, shortcut, there's even Ventrilo. Alrighty, let's get out of that. And I believe, oh look, I have Titanfall and World of Warcraft already in there. That's awesome. You can search for profiles already on there for specific games. It's pretty awesome. Now let's go ahead and go into the DPI adjust. So you can definitely shift your DPI. Did I say GPI? Yes, I did. And basically, for me personally, I don't really change between 2,000 and 3,000. I usually stay around there because otherwise it's too high for me or way too slow. And some of the functions here. One last thing would be the LED. So like I said, here are the different profile LEDs, and you can have a lighting effect to cycle, to pulse, or not at all. There's even a lighting sleep timer. And let's say you don't want LEDs at all. Why would you not want LEDs? I'm just kidding. But anyway, so yes, that's how you would change the colors. Ooh, what is this? Enable per profile backlight setting. Oh yes, even more options. But hopefully you found that enlightening even a little bit. So before you purchase, you know what this mouse is capable of. So here are some thoughts about what I would change about the mouse, so I would like it more. And first up is this scroll wheel. It's a little bit thin. I would have liked it if it were flatter and a little larger so it feels better underneath my index finger. Easier to find too. I mean, it's not that difficult, but the little things, right? And also I would have liked it to have lit up, just like these thumb panel buttons. That would have been nice. One last thing is, it would have been really cool if, you could change the shape of the mouse in case you have bigger hands or wider hands, whatever it is, like the Rat 9. You can look that up if you're curious. But I do really like that, but that's also like $150. So for the price, this is damn good. But moving right along, what I love about it, well, it's perfect for World of Warcraft once again. 12 button setup, couldn't love it more. Love the cycling colors, just how it feels. It just, I don't know, it's just very comfortable. That's what I have to say. I love it. That's all I have to say. Anyway, I would totally recommend it, but let's close this video up, shall we? Well, I guess that wraps it up for the video. Hope you guys found it informative, a little funny, and you just really enjoyed it, hopefully. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, and comment so you can spread the love. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook fan page, on my Twitter, as well as twitch.tv/whaletune. This is where I game stream with Tim. We are co-hosts together 4 days a week, 4 hours each day, so look out for that. We've been playing World of Warcraft and Titanfall. We're gonna add other games to the lineup like Dota. But anyway, that wraps it up, right? So Joanne out.